Hi, welcome to Thursday Thrive Live. I am Sublin, and welcome to my little space of the world. This is Relative Growth, and we're all about building confidence and creating happiness so that we can stop dreaming and start living. And today we're going to talk about perfectionism. And I'm going to free flow. Normally, I have some sort of idea of what I want to talk about, and I have like a little script, and I try to stick to it. But I don't feel like doing that today. I kind of want to try something a little bit different. So bear with me. And perfectionism is hard. It's one of those topics that we hear so much about. Like have you ever caught yourself saying, "Oh, you're perfect. That's perfect. Let's try to make it perfect." And I might come off a little angry because I do very much suffer from perfectionism, and I am catching myself in the moment right now being like, I'm not doing enough. I could do more. And it's so infuriating because it's almost as if we don't feel like we are enough, which is why we push ourselves to the extreme. And maybe it started from a younger age, maybe it started from the media. I don't know, but at the end of the day, we have internalized it within ourselves, saying that we aren't enough, that what we're accomplishing isn't good enough. And half the time, when I am talking to friends who are suffering from this, they are more than enough. They are extraordinary with what they're able to accomplish and what they're able to handle on a daily basis. And it makes me so mad that we have either allowed ourselves or we have allowed societies or other people to say, you're not enough. And so, what I want to talk about on how to overcome perfectionism is I very much understand it because it's something that I work through on a regular basis of saying, you know what? Today was a good day. Enough was enough. And Brene Brown very much talks about it, where we almost shame ourselves that we haven't done everything that we can, that we go to bed thinking we could have done more. And our first things that we think about as we wake up in the morning is this long list of to-dos. So we're already behind on the day. And how do we stop that? Like, we hear so much about being more, doing more, yet no one ever talks about our well-being, and what success may look like is different than what has been preached to us for years, which is how to do it all. And I don't want to not talk to the guys out there, but I'm going to talk to the women, because honestly, at the end of the day, it feels like there's not enough time to do it all. Between raising babies and running households and working full time, it's like the minute my feet hit the ground, I'm on the go doing something for someone until my head hits the pillow at night. Like, share your stories if you feel like that. And it can lead to burnout, it can lead to exhaustions, it can lead to a whole list of mental and physical ailments. And that's not the way that we deserve to live our lives. And what I want to talk about are a few things that will have helped me with perfectionism. And first and foremost, done is better than perfect. Progress and perfection are kind of one and the same. Like, so progress, oh gosh, I'm totally gonna, I'm missing up on that quote, but progress, not perfection. There you go. That's it. So this is a huge one that really took me from like a standstill. Is really coming to the idea that within life, there is no such thing as perfect. Done is better than perfect. And then to bring that all around, progress, not perfect. Meaning, go into a task and get it done. Complete it. Push it live. Launch it. Go for it. And you know what? More than likely, it won't be perfect, but you're going to learn from it. So you're going to make progress, and then you're going to do it again. And this was kind of one of those moments where it was a huge, like, aha, like, oh my goodness, I don't have to wait for perfection. All I have to do is move forward. And sometimes I move back, but moving back is, in a sense, moving forward. So number one of trying to learn how to get over this whole perfectionism is learning that progress is just as good, if not better, than perfectionism, because it's going to allow you to go out there and do things that you never would have done before. So that's number one. Number two is knowing that you are enough just as you are. Knowing that you have nothing to prove to anyone else but yourself. And if you're like me, to where sometimes I push myself harder than anyone else does, where they're saying, well, you need to take a break. And I'm like, no, I can do it. Learning that you are no good to anyone else if you're exhausted, if you are sick, if you are burnt out. And so learning how to take care of yourself in ways so that's going to allow you to accomplish more. So learning at your cues of, like, you're exhausted, you can't focus, things that normally excite you just kind of like, I don't even have the energy to look at it. Those are cues that you are burnt out. And learning how to take a step back and how to take care of yourself. And it could be something as simple as taking a day off to go watch funny movies, going out for a hike, taking a bath. It doesn't even have to be a full day. It could just be a minute to reset your brain so that you can go out there and do what you need to do. Third is learning to say no. Learning to figure out whose priorities are you leaning into and you're doing all this for. Is this something that brings you value, that fulfills you, that brings you joy and happiness, and you can get into your flow? And if it's not, you may want to take a look at it, because then you are doing stuff for other people. And it is so important that as you get up and as you work through your days, you're filling with your days with things that bring you passion, that bring you purpose, that bring you joy, that bring you happiness. And I get that we all have jobs. I'm not saying let's quit our jobs and go off and find us what brings us passion. That's not what I'm talking about. I think finding joy within the world that you already are working is extremely important. And I feel that practicing gratitude can help us see the good things in our life. And if you truly are finding that you're not happy with your job, then you ask yourself, what can you do to make a difference? Is it time to look for a new job? Is it time to go back for education? Is it time to start that side hustle? Is it time to find something that you enjoy out of your job and try to lean into that? I mean, there are so many different things that we can talk about, though. I'm not going to dive too far into it. But I am reading this book on how to get shit done. And it's actually only through Audible, and the link is below. And she taught, her whole first segment of this book is not about how to get more stuff done, but it's truly leaning into what is your purpose, what is your flow, what are your priorities. Because when we lean into that, we can start getting rid of the stuff that isn't bringing us any value to our life. Excuse me. And if it's not bringing us any value to our life, then why are we already putting our very busy days and schedules as we're working and raising kids and taking care of households on things that just aren't going to bring us closer to our goals and to our dreams? So, perfectionism. You are enough. And learning how to catch yourself in this perfectionism spiral of like, oh, I'm not going to be good enough, so I'm not going to try, or sorry guys, or I have to work harder even though I just worked 10 hours and I'm about to do a whole other marathon. Those are cues that it's time to, if you're finding yourself exhausted, learning how to catch yourself as you go into a perfectionist spiral will allow you to be able to step back, to see why you're doing this, what's triggering you, what are you afraid of, and to start digging deeper into that thought and that feeling and starting to heal that wound. I'm going to leave you with this thought. I was afraid when I started to work on my perfectionism of starting to step back, to work on progress, not perfection, to take breaks when I need it. I thought I was going to lose my edge. I thought that I was going to get less done, that my work was going to sacrifice, that the world was going to fall apart around me. And it didn't. And I share this with you because I think it's very important to know that you can use the same things that drive you for perfectionism, your hardworking, your attention to detail, your ability to think through problems. You can keep that. What we want to get rid of is that negativity, that stress and the anxiety and that negative self-talk that we have going on in our heads. So you want to keep the good and get rid of the bad. And when you get rid of the bad, you're going to replace it with positive affirmations. You're going to replace it with self-care. You're going to replace it with getting rid of the stuff that you just don't need to be doing in your life and filling it truly with those activities and priorities and dreams and goals that are going to fulfill you. So be brave, stay curious, and keep learning, because everything that you need is within you. Everything that you need to heal those wounds are there. I did include a free printable journal prompt because I believe that either talking or writing is very, very healing, and it's going to start you on the path of figuring out what you need to dive deeper into to heal the wounds of your perfectionism. I know you can do it. Be brave. And we'll see you next week. We're going to talk about work-life balance. It will be fun. Remember, if you are not subscribed, please do. You can sign up for our weekly emails, and that will allow you to get free printables every single week, along with this video and some of my other favorite ways to align your mind, body, and soul. If you have not already done so, give this video a like. It really does help in having other people see it, and share it with your friends if you think it will be of value to them. All right. Have a wonderful day. Bye.